everyone, and welcome to Sandalwood Spotlight. This is the podcast where we discuss everything happening in the Kannada film industry. I'm one of your hosts, Navya.
And I'm your other host, Niana. And let's kick off this episode.
All right, let's get started with our first segment, News from Sandalwood. So I got to see Yuva. You still haven't seen it yet.
Now, Yuva didn't get a Australia release. I don't think it got a release anywhere in Australia, but I could be wrong. Like there might have been like an independent cinema who released it in Sydney or Melbourne, but
Uh
Brisbane,
huh.
Australia definitely didn't get one. I checked every website, everything, which is very disappointing since we almost always get at least one Hombale
Yeah.
film show for because it's quite a big production. So I was quite shocked.
Yeah, that's crazy because here in the United States, like we have two types of theaters here. Like we have like the white theaters that like occasionally play Indian movies, and then like the Indian theaters that play all Indian movies.
Oh,
And so for the Indian movie theater, we had like two shows per day of Yua, and they like went out for a whole week, and then the white theaters started picking it up.
damn. Like here it's like we have white theaters, right? Like franchises. So we've got like Event, I would say is the biggest franchise because they bought out a lot of the other franchises.
Mm-hmm.
And Event cinemas, they are standard normal cinema, they have the white shows and whatnot. But then
Mm-hmm.
certain areas that have an event cinema will show like certain areas with a big Asian Indian population will show some movies. So
Mm-hmm.
the event near my house might not always have an Indian movie, but one in more Indian population dense area will. So I checked all the locations; they didn't have
Okay.
any. If it's a big film like a Shah Rukh Khan film or something, it'll be in multiple locations, multiple shows. If it's a Kannada cinema, it's normally this one particular location and they'll have like 2 to 3 shows, and then like for example
Mm-hmm.
Kanthara, we went to the first show and we didn't realize how good it was going to be. This was like, and then it started doing really good, so then
Uh
they
huh.
introduced more shows in, but they're like a big franchise. Whereas back in the day like a Indian like Kannada Sangha would buy buy the film and then rent out an independent theater and show it
Mm-hmm.
there, and then after the big franchises took over,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really get a say in what you get, sort of thing.
I mean, it's still crazy that they haven't even had a single show of this movie. Considering like it's doing really well in India, it's doing really well in the US.
And
Like
it's a big production. That's what
I
I'm
don't
so
know,
shocked
I don't
about.
know what they're
The
doing.
only Kannada
Yeah,
cinemas we've had here all year is Katera, which I couldn't watch, um, and Blink that I'm aware of. They're the only two.
Well, hopefully you get to see it soon because I think it's getting a lot of love. I mean, there's also a lot of criticism about the story. People are like, "Oh, there's like no story," which is not false. Like, the story could have been better, but it's just a fun movie. I think people are missing the point. This is supposed to be a fun movie, and I think they
It's meant
accomplished
to be
that.
a mass entertainer. You have your fights, romance,
Yeah,
song, comedy. That's what it's meant to have, And I think it's a
yeah,
good way to launch a new actor in to show
exactly.
them like if we go back to
Yeah,
Appu, his first film was very similar. It was not like his top work, so we have
hmm
to cut him some slack. It's his first film. I know
yeah.
people have
No, it was not.
high hopes because he's a nepo baby and born into the Rajkumar family, but
Yeah,
I think it's his first debut film and we should cut him some slack because Yesh's first film,
I agree.
Shivraj Kumar's first film, every single actor's first film, I wouldn't say is their best piece of work. If it is, you're very lucky and very talented.
True.
So give him time to improve. I'm sure he'll take the feedback well.
All right, so in the next piece of news, this is absolutely mind-bogglingly amazing. This just came out today. Yash is going to be a co-producer of Ramayana, and this is the film that he's doing with Sai Pallavi, Ranbir Kapoor, him, and a couple other actors. So it's like all of India basically coming together to film a movie. And he's going to be co-producer, so you know he's going to be making that bank off of this
Wait, is
movie.
he acting in the film?
Yes.
How have I never heard of this film? Where was it released?
You need to it like the news like broke like maybe a month ago, and then like now it's really picking up stream like Steam, sorry, not stream. Yeah, I'm so excited for this movie. This is gonna be like all India like fantasy mythological fantasy. I'm so excited.
He would make such a good historical character or fantasy character.
Yeah, I think he's playing Ravana, if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
Oh, I
wrong.
don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Look,
I mean, but like, like look, yeah.
Adipurush was such a disappointment. So I've been wanting to see a really good remake of Ramayana. Adipurush, in my opinion, I
Mhm.
very much dislike. Graphics suck. Casting was like, it. The chemistry in the casting was not giving. It was overall sort of a mess.
Mhm.
The story felt like bad. Like Ravana's
Yeah.
character could go two ways, because I know like in India Ravana is viewed as a negative sort of villain type, but in Sri
Mhm.
Lanka he's actually looked up to a lot. So I don't
Mhm.
have an issue with Yesh playing Ravana. I think he's gonna make such a good Ravana. He's got all the skills. He has that like demeanor. I don't like Ranbir Kapoor playing Rama.
Mhm.
That's my issue.
In the article you pulled up, did it tell you which character is playing what?
It says that Ranbir Kapoor is Rama, right? Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
like that. I don't see him as a Rama. Yeah, see, and Sai Pallavi,
Yes joins Ranbir Kapoor's Ramana. Oh, he'll not play Ravana?
I think Yesh is only
Oh,
gonna be a producer. I don't see him actually making a role. But it says that Sai Pallavi is perfect for Sita. She's gorgeous. She's natural.
of course, yeah.
But I don't like Ranbir in the role of Lord Rama. I don't know if he suits that character. Obviously, I'm speaking
No, he does not.
like he could pull off the best drama, like we never know. I know people had criticism about Alia playing Gangubai, and she devoured that role, but
Yeah. Sunny Deol's gonna play Hanuman. I don't know how I feel about that either.
it's not bad.
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing: either this movie turns out to be the best thing ever made in India, or the worst. Like, I think even if it's like mid, people are gonna be so disappointed.
I don't actually think Yesh is playing a character.
There were rumors of him playing Ravana, but maybe now that he's co-producer, he's like, it looks like reports are saying that he's not doing it anymore. So I don't know. Maybe he's not gonna be in the
I just
period
don't
now.
see him playing a. I know this sounds bad, but like sharing the screen with another big star. Like I could see him do that. Just don't know if he would do that for the
Mm,
Hindi audience. I know it's going to be pan India, but
right.
you know what I mean. But he could
Yeah,
surprise everyone.
for
I
sure.
have nothing against him because I know he. I don't know how I feel. I just feel like he wouldn't step up to it, but he could surprise us. You never know.
Absolutely. I mean, we know he's a great actor, and so far we've seen him in KGF. Like that was and then his other movies were kind of like romancy, action, kind of like the sarcastic guy. It'll be kind of interesting to see him in a Ravana role, maybe to expand his repertoire. But yeah,
I
who knows?
definitely want to see him in a
We'll
villain
take.
role or an anti-villain role. I mean,
Yeah,
anti-hero role or a villain role. I think it'll be great. I just don't know how I feel about seeing him on that sharing the screen with Ranbir Kapoor, that sort of thing. You know, the dynamic. I feel
yeah.
like there'll be a lot of like fan wars and yeah, it'll get messy. But hey,
I don't know. Does Ranbir have like fans that are that loyal? Like, is that mean? Does it? Oh, okay.
yeah. He does. I mean, every actor has their own fans, but I feel it's more like we're gonna see a lot of
True.
language wars. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
really want
yeah.
to see it.
Yeah.
But hey, any publicity is publicity. Might make the movie do really good.
Exactly. Very true. All right. Moving on. Dhananjaya has a new movie called Kote or Koti. I don't know
Koti,
exactly how to pronounce it.
Koti, like
Uh,
1 crore.
is it Koti? Like
No,
monkey?
Koti, like 1 crore.
Oh, Koti as in. Oh. Have you seen the
Yeah,
poster for
because it's all money like stuck to his face.
it? Yeah, it looks so cool. I was on Reddit earlier today and someone was like, "Oh, he looks like Sasuke from
Someone
Naruto."
said it looks AI generated.
Yes, it's definitely AI generated. There's no way that's really him.
But it's yeah, Koti like 1 crore, like money, sort of thing. This could
Okay.
be like a
Yeah.
heist or something. Could be like something new, something fresh. I love Dali, so he
I hope
Dali
so.
always brings something
Yeah.
new, like something unexpected, like Popcorn Monkey
Yes.
Tiger, Barba Rascal. Like all of his films
Mhm.
are quite enjoyable. Um, so I'm looking forward to it.
Agreed. Next is the movie Colt starring Zaid Khan. Have you seen the poster for this? It's
I just
everywhere on
saw it. So
Instagram.
Zaid Khan's debut last year was with the film Banaras, which was the film I was telling you about
Mhm.
with the time travel like watch.
Yeah, time
Yeah,
travel.
so
Mhm.
I know he got a lot of backlash because he comes from a political background, his family and all that. But I
Oh,
think we
really?
should not hold that. Yeah, his dad's like a really big political figure. Hold that against him showing his
Yeah.
acting talents.
Okay.
Because I
Right.
personally enjoyed Banaras. I think it was a new concept, like I said, and I enjoyed it. It was thrilling. It had me on my edge of my seat until the end. I wanted to know the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
So for his debut film, I think he did really good. So I'm looking forward to this because I want us to have a new generation, a younger generation of actors in the industry,
Yeah,
and he could be, um, yeah, he has a lot of potential.
I agree. Just from the poster itself, that seemed like such an interesting film, and we're always here for interesting films.
Yeah, of course.
The next one The next one is Pramod Shetty has a new film, Laughing Buddha, and I'm hoping it's a good comedy. Like you shared a clip with me earlier this week talking about how or one of the director I think was talking about how comedy has kind of gone downhill in the Kannada film industry, and I'm Pramod is a really good like comedic actor, so I'm really hoping this is like going to be a really good comedy
I
movie.
think Pramod Shetty is so underrated. Like my family really like his work
Yes.
because we were watching Olidoro Kandante the other day, and he was so young in it.
Uh
And
huh.
him and Rishabh and Rakshit have always obviously been good friends for a long time now.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
and we were watching that episode of Golden Gang with Raj, Rishabh,
Oh my god. Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Best episode
He's
ever.
really talented. He's done a lot of good work from Mochetti. I want to see
Yeah,
him do more, get garner more fame. He deserves more.
yeah, I agree. Good luck to him on this movie. All right, and finally, I work in corporate America, and end of March is end of quarter one, and we've had a ton of Kannada movies come out in quarter one. Any films that stand out to you that you're like, this is amazing, like, great
Honestly,
job?
I'm really disappointed in the Kannada film industry this year. As in,
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of Malayali friends, and they've had some really good
Mm-hmm.
releases this year, and it reminds me of how Canada was doing in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they took me to watch
Mm-hmm.
Manjamal Boys, which I really enjoyed. It was amazing. Everything about it was amazing. I watched Brahma Yugam,
Yeah.
which was also really good. It was like a black and white film, which
Mm-hmm.
is so like it's so new and the concept was so good. And
Yeah.
there's like Aruji with them. All these Malayali films are doing so good this year, and it reminds me of how good we were doing in 2022. Because at the moment, I just can't help but think
Right.
there's not one memorable film that I've watched this year except Blink. I think was memorable because it was so fresh, but everything else I've
Mm-hmm.
watched this year has been very dismissive worthy. Like standouts to me would be Bachelor Party. It was like laughable, enjoyable. I like that. Blink,
Mm-hmm.
the thriller mystery aspect, the sci-fi thriller aspect I liked, but I don't know. That's all like and Swati Muthu. Oh, well, Swati Muthu is sort of 2023.
That's
Yeah.
23.
So
Yeah.
2024. I don't know.
Um.
What about you?
Well, we're only in quarter one, girl. Slow down.
I
We
know.
might get
There
better
is.
movies.
I'm looking
I
forward to it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think we haven't really had any like standout stars, but I think we're getting movies of a different kind, and I think people are experimenting more in the Kannada industry, which is very exciting. Because I think the more we experiment, the more we test out new genres, and the more people have an opportunity to really like get creative with their movies, and I think that's really what I'm looking forward to. Like, because Bachelor Party, that was the first for Kannada industry. We haven't had like a movie like that, I think. So that was really fun. Katana was like very formulaic, but the thing is, like in that movie, they decided to actually put emphasis on the heroine, and she had more of a role, which was very exciting. Yuva has some interesting stunts. Like I think all of these movies do have great aspects that I hope they bring into future movies. But yeah, for the most part, nothing really impressive. But
Like nothing,
maybe quarter two.
nothing groundbreaking so far. Everything like it's good,
Yeah,
but not amazing or great. I would say. But we haven't even
yeah,
had a chance to watch a
I,
lot of the films because they didn't get international releases. Like Karanaka
true,
Damanaka.
true.
Sorry, Karataka Damanaka. We didn't get a
Yeah,
chance to watch that. And films I'm looking forward to. There's a few that I have high hopes in. But you know, on Reddit, how we saw that percentage thing that was like films garnering the
Yeah.
most box office. It was Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and then other. Like we became an other. We
Yeah.
didn't even get our own category. That's how much
Yeah.
it's decreased in the past year or two, which is so disappointing.
It is, but I'm one of those people that believe everything is cyclical, right? Like, especially with the movie industry, because we're depending on these big stars like Yash and Sudeep and like Rakshit to come out with. They're the ones making money in this industry, and they haven't had a movie yet so far. So,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
also everything can't
higher hopes for the
everything
rest of
can't
the year.
always be at a high, and you're gonna have your lows, and then the
Yeah.
comeback is gonna be good. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward for
Yeah.
for the comeback of the Kannada industry.
Yeah. I mean, but like you said, I think Blink was such an interesting movie and so different. Like I like that even though we're not making a ton of money, but these young directors are able to showcase their work, and I think that's exciting, garner some attention. They are our
Yeah,
features,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Young directors, young actors, new
yeah.
debutants. We want to see them. We want to
Yeah.
support them because I think the
Yeah.
Kannada industry it's losing its pillars. Like, um, like, like we have our OG pillars, but the newer generation they just keep flooding, fleeing. Sorry, so we're losing our actresses, our heroes. Um, so I think it's important that we just support them because if we keep hating on every heroine that we get, if we keep judging them, saying that they're doing too much, they dress a certain way, they're not gonna stay. Or if we keep like nitpicking every hero, criticizing him, like everyone starts somewhere. Yesh's first film wasn't KGF, you know. If I'm sure he got a lot of criticism on his first film, Ganesh's first film. All the actors we love today, I know they went through a lot of criticism. So why is it that you expect a new actor to just automatically become a megastar hero?
Well, I think people, even like if we had Reddit back then, I'm sure people would be complaining about acting and like all that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
when Puneet first
Like,
started acting,
it's just it's just more
I know
visible
Puneet
now.
got a lot of backlash when he started acting because that wasn't his original career choice.
Yeah.
And that he's just using his dad's name and stuff. So I'm just saying, everyone starts somewhere. We can't just immediately dismiss newcomers because then we're not going to have an industry.
Yep. Exactly. We're pro newcomers here, so
Yes.
this is a happy podcast.
Yes.
All right. Any last thoughts on news from Sandalwood?
No, keep it up, guys. Keep it up. We want to see
Yes,
you.
more content.
All we want to see is you grow bigger, better content, garner
Yes.
more um followers, watchers, and please do some more
Yeah.
international releases. I haven't had the chance to go to theaters
Yes.
because they're not releasing any films. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Or at least on OTT, make them available and not geo-locked, because that's also an unfortunate hurdle we have to jump through to watch movies. Like, come
Yeah, of
on.
course. Like, please, guys, please. We just want to watch. We want to support.
All right, cool. So we've talked about 2022, I think, a million times in this episode already, but that's the theme of this episode. As we all know, and as we've all seen, 2022 was kind of a fabulous year for the Kannada film industry. We had so many great movies come out. We made like tons of money. So we're just going to talk about the top 10 movies and what we liked about these movies and all that good stuff. All right, so the first movie we want to discuss is 777 Charlie. It's starring our wonderful Rakshit Shetty. What are your thoughts on this movie?
I was surprised when I showed up to the theater.
Uh-huh.
It was sort of full. And that's big news for Kannada cinema
Oh,
here. Like
wow.
it was showing at multiple locations, not just one brand location. There was multiple, like there was one
Oh,
20 minutes
wow.
away from
Yeah.
me. And I went with my Aussie friend and my dad, and it was sort of full. There was like,
Okay.
and I was shocked. And I left that theater bawling. It was the beginning of this entire 2022 was amazing. Like I don't even know how they did the Sima
Right.
Awards without favoring certain people because every all the films they just hit home. But Charlie was such a great start, and it was so wildly like lovable. Like my Aussie friend loved it, and she's never watched a Kannada cinema before
Mm-hmm.
because a dog and a human connection is so universal.
Yeah.
It's like everyone can understand no matter language.
Yep.
There's no barriers.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what made this movie so special to the Kannada audience specifically, because I can't think of another movie where a relationship between an animal and a human was highlighted.
But yeah, like, and the way the film was shot, the comedy, it went
Mm-hmm.
through all the
Yeah.
emotions, comedy, tears,
Yes.
anger, happy. Like I just enjoyed every minute of that cinema. I enjoyed of that film. I enjoyed.
Right.
But yeah, I'm so glad I went
Yeah.
to theaters.
I mean, yeah.
I'm so glad it got released near
Movies are
us.
more fun in theaters.
Yeah, and everyone was sobbing with me. It was such a good film. It was such a heartwarming film, and it's such a comfort film. Like you can watch it multiple times and not feel tired of it. So I'm so glad that movie was released because thank you for Rakshit for blessing us. And I think Rakshit played the role so well too.
Yeah. Yeah. He he always ends up, I mean, probably because he writes most of his films, but he always does such a good job with any character that he plays. I don't know, like I never have any criticism of his acting.
I think he just adapts it to the character so well. Like you could see the way he changed from when he first found Charlie towards the end of the film, like the character
Hmm.
development. He displays it so well.
Perfect. So 10 out of 10 for
Yeah,
Charlie.
I don't have any complaints about Charlie. I think it was a new concept for the Kannada
Okay.
audience. It did so well, like pan India
Yeah.
level. Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
film overall.
Perfect. All right. Next, the one and only KGF. Again, this is the movie that made the most money in the Kannada film
Actually, it made
industry.
the most movie the entire year for all industries.
Oh, was
It
it?
was the
Okay.
highest grossing Indian
Oh
film
well,
of
wow.
2022. It made more than RRR.
I saw that it made like 1,200 crores or something, if I'm
I
right.
can't remember how much it made,
That's the number I saw. I don't know how
but
accurate that is.
it beat RRR just, and it was the highest grossing Indian film of 2023, which is so makes us proud, you know.
Yeah, and I thought this movie was okay. Like no hate. Like I just was like, okay, good movie. Like
I think it's because
I don't
one
know.
was so good that people watched two because they
Yeah.
wanted a they wanted closure pretty much.
I mean, one was just so perfect in every single way. I remember walking out of one and just going, "Holy cow! Like we have entered a new like dawn of the Kannada film industry." And then I walked out of two going, "Like good movie, like no complaints." It was just like
I
not
think
as mind
it
blowing
was
as
just a
one.
film that gave you closure, kind of, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it will never outdo one, but it did outdo
No.
one, like in the box office because while we were in COVID, so many people
Yes.
watched one and wanted to know, so it
Yeah.
just gained such a big audience, and a lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. No
Yeah.
complaints about that.
Oh yeah, totally. Like yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable movie, but like it was like solid. Like I've got no complaints, but I'm not like not raving about it
Yeah,
either.
it's
Like,
not like
solid
yeah.
movie.
I get that.
Perfect. Okay, so the next one was Kanthara, starring one of my favorite Rishabh Shetty and a newcomer. What's her name? Saptami Gowda. I was like,
Kanthara wasn't her debut.
it
No, she
wasn't.
debuted with Dhananjay in Popcorn Monkey Tiger.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so not a newcomer, but it was Saptami Gowda
I
and
think it
Rishabh
was her
Shetty.
first time doing a lead, like a major lead role, because I think her role in the other film wasn't as
Okay.
major.
Uh huh.
But yeah,
I thought this was a good movie, and I think no complaints from me, really. It was an interesting concept. I think the mythology part of it is something that all of us, like Indians, can kind of relate to because we've all heard stories like this, right? And so getting to see it on screen was just so cool.
yeah, I'm so glad it did so as well as it did. So we went and watched it the first time in theaters,
Mm-hmm.
and then we came home and we're like, "This is so good." So we took all our family friends and watched it again in theaters, watched it twice.
Uh-huh.
It's because you just can't. It's no matter where you're from, you feel connected to it, or somehow it just the
Yeah.
climax is so
Yep.
powerful. The reveal,
Mm-hmm.
film was shot so well, and I'm so glad that it did as well
Yeah.
as it did because I know people from all over the world who felt so connected to the film, and I'm so glad that Tulunadu, a
Yeah.
part of Kanata, got so much recognition, their history, their beliefs, their Deva Kola,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so excited to see Kanthara Chapter 1, like the prequel cinema.
The one note I have is I just couldn't handle the mom character scolding him like every single second. That was so stressful for me to watch.
But that's like how they talk, that's the language they use, and it's
Yeah.
just shown that like in a real term. So.
I was just like, oh man, please, I was like, stop scolding him.
She's just expressing herself. Achut
He's trying his best. He's an idiot, but he's trying his best.
Achut did so well. Achut's character was amazing.
He did. Yeah.
Satyamigowda was
Everyone
stunning.
in that movie just, yeah.
Everyone played their part so
Solid
well.
performance.
Definitely.
I'm so shocked. Like, Saptami did not deliver in Yuva. Like, when you watch it, like, you're gonna be like, what happened? Because she was so good in Kanthara. Like, I had high hopes for her. I don't know what happened in Yuva, but like in Kanthara, she's absolutely like she fits that character so perfectly.
I think it's the chemistry and the role. I don't know. I saw the video with Yuva and Saptami, like the song, and I wasn't feeling the chemistry.
Yeah.
I just don't know if them two are like a good on-screen couple. They just, yeah. I think he could
Yeah.
have been paired with someone else.
That's true too. Perfect. Any other thoughts on Kanthara?
Now, just speechless. I left the cinema just so happy.
Yes.
Actually, it was like the week of my exams, and I went to watch it twice.
You're out watching a movie. I love it. This is how we know you're a true film fan. You're like,
no, I'm not even joking. The second time, my dad was
forget
like,
the exams.
my dad was like, "Oh, I'm inviting all our family friends. Do you want to come watch it the second time?" And I was like, "No, I have an exam." And he's like, "Yeah, but it looks like you need a break." And I was like, "I do need a break. Let's go."
Oh, I love that. All right. The next movie was Vikranth Rana. I watched this movie recently and I absolutely loved it. And it was very confusing because critics hated this movie, but audiences loved this movie.
Yeah, I watched it in 3D. It was so cool. I think that's the
Oh gosh, lucky
that's
you.
the next film I watched in 3D after I watched that Upendra film with Ramya. That was the first ever Kannada film I watched in 3D. Katari Veera Surasundarangi. And then I watched this. And I was like, why don't we do more fantasy 3D films? They're so fun. The world building was amazing in Vikranth Rana. Like the views, it was
so
spectacular.
good.
Just like the way, the shots, the color, everything was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know it got a lot of like criticism from
Yeah.
Rangitaranga, but I think it was enjoyable. I liked it. I liked the plot. I liked the actors, the music. I liked it. I liked the reveal.
It was so much fun. Like I don't remember the last time I had so much fun watching a movie. And watching this movie, maybe it was a Friday evening, maybe I was just excited that was Friday, but like I had a blast watching this movie.
I think it did amazing. I think Sudeep really he brings like this demeanor to swagger, yeah, to the role, which I don't think could have been played by anyone else, and the emotion and everything. And I loved I loved it that it wasn't like a romance film. I loved the father-daughter trope. It was all very good.
Same. That was honestly, they were so cute. I want to see him like do more father roles because I think he's the coolest dad I know.
Yeah, definitely. And I know he has a daughter too, so he just felt extra connected because I remember I was watching a lot of like interviews and stuff around that time.
Oh, I love Sudeep so much.
All right, moving on. This is a sad one, but James, which I also went to watch in theaters. And this was following the passing of Punit Rajkumar in 2021. They wanted to release it for his birthday in March, and I couldn't. It was so hard to watch the end. One, he didn't voice the film; it was voiced by Shiv Rajkumar, and the end was so hard to watch because it was fully animated. It was CGI, and it was so sad. It was so sad, and I just I don't know if I can ever watch it again.
I have not seen this movie, and I don't know that I plan to really. I just
storyline
like I don't know
and everything. I don't know if it's like his best like film story wise. I think he has other films. I just think I only went to watch it because it was his last film, and it was so sad. Like everyone in the theater, there was no one was happy watching the film because yeah, it was sort of a thing out of honor for him. And I feel like if it wasn't his last film, it wouldn't have done as well because the story was very average. But yeah, it was definitely an experience I'll never forget though.
All right, let's keep it moving. I think we'll start crying if we continue.
Yeah, we
Gali
will.
Pata 2. Honestly, this movie's so forgettable.
Really?
I watched it and I don't know, like I don't know. Yeah.
Fair
It's
enough.
forgettable for me, I don't know.
This was sort of like a spontaneous film. No, like so it was like it's like 7 p.m. and I was like, "There's like a Kannada cinema playing," and then my parents were like, "Let's go," so we just left. It was like a Sunday night too, and we all had work in the morning, and it was such a like a it was a enjoyable film because funny, um, but forgettable. Like the storyline, nothing really like stood out to me. Like it was good while I was watching the movie, but yeah, afterwards, it's yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's just like there's nothing like great about it. Like, you know?
I think another thing in 2022, the marketing was so good with all these films. They were doing
Uh-huh.
panels, interviews. I feel like we've dropped in marketing a lot. You know, there was a
Mhm.
lot of
Yeah.
events they were going to, different states,
Yeah.
and they were getting
Yeah.
other people to like release the songs, and the marketing was really good. I think we've
Mhm.
declined.
All right. Next, my favorite movie of 2022, hands down, was Ganda the Goodie. This was a documentary Apu did with a natural or wildlife photographer. I forget his name.
Amoga Varsha.
Amog, yeah. They were so cute. I love the pair. I love that they got to go around Karnataka. I've never visited all of Karnataka, so seeing that with Appu was kind of magical. Seeing those flashbacks was amazing. I cried through the whole movie. I was in the theater just like sniffling, like no, I was straight bawling. Like I was just bawling, like. But so was everyone else in the theater, so I didn't feel too bad.
I didn't get a chance to watch this in theaters actually because it was literally my exams,
Uh huh.
like during my exam block.
Oh God.
But I
Yeah.
watched it recently, and it was so heartwarming to see him do what he loves. You got to see the real Apu. It wasn't the mask, the action, the comedy. It was Apu as a person, which is he's amazing, and I'm so glad he did it because it's almost like he knew he was going to die. It's almost like he knew
Yeah.
when he started that journey, like that he got to do the thing he loved one last time.
And I think like it was such a like it was a love letter to his fans in kind of a way because like you said, like we got to see his true self and we got to be with him like through that whole journey. Like I don't know, it was just so perfect and I'm so glad that that was his last movie.
Yeah, and you don't see any other film actors doing anything remotely similar to that. And it was something he was passionate about in his dream. And the fact that he actually got to do it, and that he showcased what he loves, Karnataka, nature, the animals, every point of, he showed us the oceans, the islands, the savannas, the rainforest, everything,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm really thankful he did that movie.
Yeah, it's such a good film to watch with your whole family. It's not even a film, it's a documentary, you know. It's him, it's who Apple is.
The music in that documentary is also so good. I constantly have that whole soundtrack on repeat.
Yeah, it is. It's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. But yeah, it's yeah. Thank you to I guess it's part of PRK, right? It's PRK Productions
I believe so, yeah, because it was
who
his
did that.
own.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next is Love Mocktail 2, another movie that I've just forgotten about.
Yeah, I think it
I
was
forgot there
quite
was a Love Mocktail
forgettable.
2.
Yeah, I think there's a Love Mocktail 3. Am I tripping?
Is there? No, I think you're making
No,
that
no, I'm not
up.
joking. I'm not joking.
Stop. No, there's not. We gotta Google this right now.
I swear I saw a
It's
thing.
being developed.
No.
It's being developed, so not done yet. But they just announced it.
Why?
Honestly, like the first one was good. Like good movie, great job. I don't know, like they just need to stop. Like you know, sometimes you don't need a second or third.
Honestly, Love Mocktail 1 was pretty forgetful for me. I wasn't my cup of tea.
But
I
like
don't
I
know.
remember that
Yeah.
more than two. Like you know what I mean?
And number 2, I honestly I just remember like her haunting him, and that's about it. Um, and I remember I watched it on Prime like on a
Yeah.
random Sunday, and it was very forgetful.
But apparently it was in the top 10, so good for them. I mean,
I
if they're
think
connecting with certain audiences,
I
great.
think a lot of people liked Love Mocktail 1, which led them to watch Love Mocktail 2. You know,
Mm-hmm. Maybe, yeah.
I think that's sort of where it
But
garnered its big
yeah.
audience from.
No, yeah. Yeah. No hate, but yeah. It was okay. Okay, next movie. Gurushishiyaru? What is that?
Gurushishiyaru.
Shishiru. I did
Yeah,
not see this at all. Did
I
you?
like this film. If you've watched the
Okay.
original Gurushishiyaru with Dwarkish from years and years ago, you'll sort of get
Mm-hmm.
some context. But I think for Sharon,
Okay.
his normal like comedy films, it was still a comedy, but like it was fresh. It was like a sports
Okay.
comedy type. Like he's a sports teacher for, I forgot what the sport is, but I know it's a Kannada sport, like a Karnataka based sport. But
Kabaddi?
oh no, it's not kabaddi. Wait, is it kabaddi? It could have been kabaddi. I can't remember. I can't remember what sport it was at all. But he's a teacher, and
Is it like
um,
Coco or something? Isn't there like
I think it's Coco. I think it might be Coco.
Okay.
And he basically like scams the school into saying that he's really good. Blah blah. He is good, but something
Okay.
happens, and they all find it. They go to like a competition, and it's his whole. It's like basically like a sports film. But I liked it. I like seeing Sharon in a mentor role, a role that's not just where he's an idiot. You know,
Okay.
like as much as I love his comedy films,
Okay.
it was good to see him in a role where he, you know, sort of proved himself, and um, he was like a mentor sort of character. And the actress was Nishvika Naidu. I really like that song that she has in it. The romance song, I can't remember, but yeah, it was a good film for Sharon. It was definitely different, and yeah, I liked it. I think the moral of it is good.
So it's more of like a elevated comedy. It's not his usual like slapstick, like making funny faces and weird voices.
Yeah, it's more of a comedy, emotion, sports, uh,
Okay.
action type. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
I want to see Sharon in more diverse roles, like Avatara Pursha. Like that was good. So yeah, hopefully.
And finally, Lucky Man, which starred Apu as God, which was so good. Sadhu Kokila's in this, and then our favorite, Darling Krishna.
Um, I watched this film in theaters, and it was me and my mom were the only two people in the entire
Oh
theater.
my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah, because
disappointing.
this movie is underrated. Like I don't remember the marketing for this movie at all.
Um, yeah, me neither, except for the fact it had Appu in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was shocking.
But I can't believe Appu did a role as God before he passed. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was
he
kind of
almost
perfect.
knew.
I also I also really loved him in this role because like it was again kind of like in Gun to the Goodie. It almost felt like it was actually him. Like
Yeah,
it didn't feel like acting.
it was a fun movie. I think it was a fun
Yeah, it was so
movie.
much fun.
It was just
Yeah.
like something new, something fresh. I think there's a similar Telugu film, but not like quite the same. But I liked seeing
Hmm.
Apu as God. I liked Sadhu comedy, and I liked that it was like a fantasy, and it just also
Yes.
makes you just step back from you. Like I feel like married people, if they watch this, they sort of took a step back and they're like, "Is my problem really as big as I make it out to be?" Like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was good to see Sangeeta.
Yeah.
Sangeeta is in Charlie and Lucky Men, so she made the list twice. Good to see
Oh wow. Okay.
that we have some good Kannada actresses.
Overall, great movie though. Any other Kannada movies from 2022 that weren't on this list that you want to
Not
bring
that I
up?
can remember off the top of my head. I'm sure there were some other great films that just were like, just didn't
Okay.
make the list. I think Shiraj Kumar had a film. Um, there was a Shiraj Kumar film that released the day Apple passed. Can't remember. I think Darshan had a film. Oh, I think Darshan had Kranti. Was that 2022 or 2023?
I'm not seeing on the list, so. Oh, One Cut, Two Cut was released
I
that
didn't
year.
like it. it was
Okay.
a new concept, but I think the way it was executed, it was a kind of like boring.
Mhm.
Like, um, I think it could have had more of a mystery aspect, so you've sort of felt more curious to finish the film. Felt a bit bland to me.
Veda was released that year.
Oh yes, that's the film that got released. Um, the day, yeah, with the other Aditi, not Aditi, yeah, Aditi Sagar. It was really good. I watched it on C5 a few months after. It's like
Mhm.
a girl boss film. Yeah, Veda was really good. It's like a father and daughter combo, and they get revenge on wrongdoers. So it's pretty girl boss. I liked it. Kranti was similar to Yuva Ratna. It was like fighting for education. Overall, everyone did well. Like overall, everyone did well. Coming off of COVID and stuff.
I think COVID probably also helped people take more time with their movies and craft it to what they want it to be.
And the marketing. I think COVID gave them time to market it, like think about the execution more, because the pressure had sort of died down because you couldn't release films.
All right. Well, that was 2022. Hopefully, 2024 is better. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
I think there's a lot of good films set for 2025 actually that I'm
Okay.
looking forward to.
So, fingers crossed for 2025. All right. Looking forward. I heard the title theme for Max, and at first I was like, "What the heck is this song?" And now I've listened to it about a million times, and I'm obsessed. I can't stop listening to the song. I can't tell you if that song is good or not, but I am obsessed.
I saw it on someone's story and I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is good." I'm looking forward to Max. I like Sudeep's work. He's good at choosing stories, I think. So I'm looking forward to it after Vikranth Rana.
Yeah, I agree. And when that movie comes out, I don't want to hear any criticism. I will fight every single person that criticizes the movie.
Yes, we need to support our actors.
uh,
What else are we? Oh,
yeah. Watch it be terrible, and I'll be the one that's criticizing.
yeah, you're just backing it up. You're like, "Oh, it's amazing, it's amazing," and I'm like, "No, it was so bad, I couldn't sit through it." I'm looking forward to UI,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Max, KD, Toxic. What's the Shivraj Kumar one that's supposed to be related to
Oh,
Mufti?
something I forget, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that poster a million times.
Morley's Bagheera,
Mm-hmm.
and what films have released recently? Marigold.
Marigold, which the poster looked so cool, but the teaser looked so bad. So
The teaser looked really choppy.
yeah,
Same for Matney. I like the casting of Matney.
yeah,
Satish Ninasam, Rachita Ram, um, Aditya Prabhudeva, all of them. But the trailer looked really choppy and poor
yeah.
graphics.
It really did. Maybe it's better than it looks, though. You never know.
Yeah, of course. We can't judge off a trailer, of
Oh,
course.
Prajwal Devraj, his movie. What is it called? I keep seeing the posters for it, and it looks so cool and interesting.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I saw the poster, but I literally can't remember the name. I haven't seen him on the screen in a long time.
Oh, it's called Kadavali. Kadavali.
I'm definitely got big hopes for UI. A lot of controversy,
Mm-hmm.
as Upendra always has, but that always means he's up cooking something
Yeah.
big.
When is that movie supposed to come out? Do we know?
I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
don't think they've given us an official date
When
yet.
is KD gonna come out?
I'm looking.
Pray, please tell us when KD's coming out.
They don't have an official date yet. Well, that's silly.
They have been pushing this film for years now.
Yeah, what? I wonder what the issue is. Overall, some interesting movies to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I definitely have high hopes for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we can pick it up with some big hits.
Yeah.
And next year as well, there's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Is Kabza 2 ever gonna happen?
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about it. Have you? Is that a rumor that's going
Hmm. No, because at the end they leave us on a cliffhanger.
on? Okay.
So I assume there's gonna be a Kabza 2. I saw
Cool.
Avatar Pusha 2 is happening.
Yeah,
I
that's the
thought they
one in
were gonna
theaters
cancel that, but
right now.
oh, it got released already. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
I
released in
want to watch
India.
that. I liked one.
Mm-hmm.
I liked one, so I want to see two. It's a fun family movie, you know.
Oh, so work on Cubsa 2 has started. So we might be getting it.
Have you watched Kabza 1?
No, I haven't. That's on my list. I keep seeing it and I need to watch that.
I liked it. It's
Mm-hmm.
obviously got a lot of hate because it's similar to KGF, but I just think that's the cinematography.
Yeah.
But at the end, Suraj Kumar and Sudeep all pull up, so I'm assuming all three of them are gonna be in number 2 because that's what the posters say.
Was it at least a fun movie to watch?
It was a good movie.
Okay.
Like it was a fun movie. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that.
I forget these
I don't
critics.
remember most of it.
These critics are annoying me. So I'm like, if it's a fun movie, I'm so down.
It's a okay fun movie. I
Okay.
think there's some parts that were a bit too much
I see.
or too less.
Okay.
I did get kicked out of the theater halfway through because there was a bit of a issue.
What were you
So I
doing?
kind of missed the time.
Do you have a secret like record I don't know about?
Basically, they thought we didn't pay for the ticket.
Oh, well, rude.
Because we're the only ones in the theater, and according to them system,
Oh,
no one bought a ticket. But I literally had an online ticket, so they like made us leave at the intermission, and then
what the
the
heck?
manager apologized because it was like the very last show of the day, so they were locking up, and then she gave us like free movie coupons, and then we went back to watch it. But I missed the climax,
Oh my god. That's
like the
rude.
middle of the film. So yeah, rude. But anyways,
All right. Any last thoughts on our team or on our theme or anything you're looking forward to?
um, I'm just looking forward to some more commercial hits. I think.
Agreed. Absolutely
Yeah.
agreed.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Richard Anthony
Yes. Yep.
because
That's Hambale's next film, I think.
um yeah, that's like I think I'm looking forward to Kanthara Chapter 1, Richard Anthony, Toxic, like all the films pretty much. Because we're film enthusiasts, of course we're gonna look forward to all the films.
Perfect. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. As always, you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know. We're not on Twitter. I made that part up. Everywhere else you can follow us. We're what? At Sandalwood Spotlight?
Yeah, that's everything.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye.
Bye. Hope you enjoyed.